Hey guys, I hope you're having a great Monday or whenever you watch this video. As I mentioned in the most recent episode of This Week in Final Fantasy XIV, I have decided to split the Q&A and the news into two separate series. As you can see, this is the Q&A series, and I called it Mondays with Merri. That way, it'll be a consistent thing. Every Monday I'll have an episode of this out, answering new questions that people asked on the previous week's episode, and we'll just kind of keep it going like we had been. So this is going to be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to spending a little bit more time on your questions and talking with you guys. So this is going to be great. All right, well, let's just dive right into it. I got some questions from a few weeks back that I got to catch up on, and then we'll just kind of let it roll from here. Alright, first up is the Allagan Empire lore video I spoke about a couple weeks back. So I really want to make this video, and I am absolutely going to do it, but I have a lot of stuff on the table right now. I have like 3 different shorts, I have the how-to guide for Warrior that's coming out, I have a few other series that I'm working on. Like, I have a lot of stuff that's going to be rolling out over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to get more into that in the September update video that's going to be coming out in the next couple of days, but I got a lot of stuff that's coming, and I have a lot more time to put towards it now. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming, and unfortunately I don't really have time to make the Allagan lore video just yet, but I will do it, so it's going to come in the future, so please look forward to it. Now, I decided to lump these questions together as they have a very similar answer. For starters, thank you, I'm glad you like my videos. My favorite job, and subsequently my favorite tank, is Dark Knight. I rolled Dark Knight at the start of Heavensward. I raided with it up until Alexander Savage 3, after which I quit raiding, though that's a whole other story. Dark Knight's a lot of fun. I really like the way it plays. I like the MP management of it all, and it just kind of feels nice. I do, however, like Warrior. I got Warrior to 60. I play Warrior almost exclusively in PvP because Warrior in PvP is fucking awesome right now. They destroy so much. Like 2 double fell cleave crits, boom, fucking dead. So good. So Warrior in PvP, Dark Knight in PvE. I also leveled Machinist up to 60 recently, and I've been playing that a lot. Machinist is a lot of fun, which is surprising for me because I've almost traditionally always played tank roles and melee DPS, so I never really liked ranged, but for whatever reason I like Machinist. I like kind of magitech-y stuff and engineering and all that crap, so that's really cool. Obviously, with my obsession with the Allagan Empire. But yeah, so right now, Dark Knight's my favorite, followed by Machinist and Warrior. Now, I had a lot of trouble coming up with an answer for this question. I definitely recorded this like 3 times because I just can't get it right. But if I could change one thing in Final Fantasy XIV, it would be the current raid tier. Now, to give you some background, I've been raiding since 1.0, though 1.0 raiding is way different from ARR, but so we'll talk about ARR. I did all of Coil, I did Savage Coil, I did all 4 of Savage Coil, and supposedly got some server firsts there, so I'm definitely not new to hardcore raiding. But at my core, I consider myself to be a mid-tier raider, and as it stands right now, there is no mid-tier. There's only casual, which is normal Alexander, and it's super easy, and it's just, it's fun to do with friends, but it's not rewarding, it's super just whatever, just face roll it. And then there's Alexander's Savage, and while turns 1 and 2 are pretty straightforward and simple, 3 and 4 are so unrelenting and unforgiving that they're just not fun. Like, turn 3 isn't... If it was Savage in the sense of, oh, I do this for a title, and it's after I did my mid-tier rating for the week, that'd be great, I'd love it. But it's not, it's the only raid content, and I hate that, It took away my sense of progression and my sense of reward. And it just kind of stuck it all behind this huge wall that I used to only overcome for the sake of overcoming, not for the sake of my only raid content. So I'm just not happy with current raid tier. I wound up quitting raiding, and I'm just not going to raid unless they finally bring back, a mid-tier, so we have, easy mode, normal mode, and hard mode. You have absolutely no idea how hard I facepalmed after that episode came out, and then they finally released the Void Arc the following day. I had gotten my source from an interview with Yoshi P, so I was like, okay, this is, legitimate. It's from an actual interview. And then they dropped this bomb like, oh yeah, just kidding, it's the fucking Void Arc. Woo! So yeah, that was, interesting. I guess we'll find out how the Void Arc really plays out. It looks like there's going to be like an area we do go to that isn't in the Void Arc, like in the bottom left of that one picture. There's like a giant tower, and they spoke about it recently in a thing like that's going to be part of the raid or whatever. So we're gonna be flying somewhere, I guess, but who knows if it's gonna be floating islands or whatever the fuck they got going on. Do I think it's Allagan? Maybe. I know that's a fucking awful answer, but it could be Allagan, if only because they did dabble in Voidsent, like experimentation and the creation of Voidsent and all that stuff like that. So it could be like a crazy Allagan Voidsent spaceship, or it could just be like some crazy Voidsent spaceship. You know, I'm not really sure, honestly. I have absolutely no idea. They did say it's going to be something unique to Final Fantasy XIV. So while the Allagan Empire is unique to 14, you know, it could very well not be the Allagan Empire. And I kind of, as much as I do love all the Allagan lore, it'd be nice to have something just completely new, some new antagonists and stuff like that. So, you know, I guess we'll find out what... I know people are going to already hate me the way I pronounce this. Katesith, what Katesith has to do with it. I know that's not the way it's pronounced, but that's how I pronounce it, so that's how I'm going to pronounce it. I'm sorry. But yeah, so, you know, maybe he's like some crazy fucking Voidsent cat man. You know, whatever. Who knows? We'll find out, and I'm sure it's going to be awesome. Ooh, I like this question. Thank you, and I'm glad you like the videos. How did Merri's shorts start? Well, growing up, I played a lot of World of Warcraft, and I absolutely adored Warcraft Machinima. So, you know, the classics like Illegal Danish and all that stuff, like, I loved them. They were so funny and like creative and unique, and I always wanted to do something like that, but I just didn't know how. And then once I started playing Final Fantasy XIV, I started kind of dabbling, making funny videos and like silly stuff on an older channel, which I have since axed for very specific reasons. But I decided to start a new one and just kind of wing it and see what would happen. And I made my carpentry short or whatever, and it just kind of took off. People really seemed to like it, and that gave me the motivation to keep doing it, and it just has kind of snowballed from there. So yeah, I loved Machinima, and I decided to give it a try, and that's that. You know, the rest is history, and hopefully it will continue to grow. Like one day, I would absolutely love to do like a full-length Machinima series, so like with an actual plot and all this stuff. You know, it'd be something silly, kind of like the shorts, but it'd be more cohesive and connected and all that stuff, and that'll definitely come one day if this continues to grow the way it has. You know, once I have more funding and I can, you know, have more resources and spend more time on it and stuff like that, I would absolutely do a full-scale Machinima series. So maybe one day, but for now, you know, I'm going to stick to the shorts, and I have like 3 more that are on the way, so those will be out soon, and I hope you guys like them. But yeah, so that's the origin of Merri's shorts. Alrighty, and last up we have one here from Shakar saying, what recording and editing software do you use? Currently, for my microphone audio, I both record and edit with Audacity because it is a fantastic tool. I highly recommend it, and it's free. For recording in-game footage and sound, I use Shadowplay currently. It comes with all the recent NVIDIA cards. It records in a very nice crisp 60 FPS, and the file sizes are very low. I run about, I want to say, 3 gigs for like 30 minutes, so it's pretty conservative, and I really like it. And the audio and the video for it are very nice. So I definitely recommend checking out Shadowplay if you have an NVIDIA card. If you don't, I recommend DxTory. I think it's like $35 to get a license for it, but you can have all sorts of codecs, and it's a very, very nice recording program. So DxTory if you don't have an NVIDIA card, and Shadowplay if you do. And for editing, I use Sony Vegas, and I highly recommend it for anyone who's either self-taught or a beginner. It is a fairly easy tool to learn, a lot easier than something like, say, Adobe. So definitely recommend picking up a copy of Sony Vegas. Sony Vegas Pro will run a couple $100s, but they do have cheaper versions, like I think it's called Sony Vegas Movie Studio, and that'll be under $100, and it'll have a good portion of the features that Sony Vegas Pro does have. Obviously not as much, but enough to edit basic videos. So Sony Vegas is definitely my preferred editing software. Well, I think that about wraps up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for your questions, and I'm looking forward to reading the ones you're going to post on this video. A special shout out to everyone who posted compliments and all that stuff on the last video. I absolutely love reading those. They brighten my day. You know, you guys are the best. So thanks again. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will catch you next Monday for this video series anyways. There's going to be more content out before then, but you know, I'll see you guys then.